Eating an orange with full attention. The orange as a doorway. Hold an orange in your palm for a moment and look at it as if you were seeing it for the first time. Let its color announce itself. Let the skin's gentle pores catch the light. Let the faint citrus scent rise. This small, familiar fruit is so ordinary that we rarely pause long enough to really meet it. Yet in the teachings of Thích Nhất Hạnh, this very ordinariness is the point. He often invites us to look deeply into an orange and to smile at it, because, with eyes of mindfulness, we can see the entire journey that made it possible. If we look closely, he says in The Miracle of Mindfulness, we can see blossoms, rain, soil, sunlight, the devotion of growers, the hands that harvested and carried, the truck that traveled, and even the clouds that drifted over the orchard. We can see, as he likes to say, that everything in the cosmos is in it. Seeing in this way is not a performance. It is a return to intimacy with what we eat. The modern habit is to treat eating like refueling, fast, distracted, barely tasted, already thinking of what's next. We are often not eating the food in front of us. We are eating our projects, our worries, our screens. Thích Nhất Hạnh calls this radio non-stop thinking, a station that never goes off the air unless we kindly switch it off. In How to Eat, he encourages us to begin a meal by arriving in our own body and in the presence of the food. One breath in and one breath out can be enough to step out of dispersion and into contact. The miracle is not exotic. It is simply being here while an orange rests in your hand. Now let your fingers find the peel. If you work slowly, the fruit answers you with a fine mist, a bright scent, and the soft sound of skin giving way. Peel back one ribbon and then another. Notice how the segments hide like small crescents in a globe of light. There is nothing to accomplish. We are not rushing toward the last segment as if it were a prize. As Thích Nhất Hạnh writes in The Miracle of Mindfulness, the purpose of eating the tangerine is to eat the tangerine. In this moment, eating is both the means and the end. The point is not to get through it so we can check our phone or reach dessert. The point is to make this simple act the most important thing in our life for the minute that we are doing it. This attention is not stern, it is tender. Place one segment on your tongue and pause until saliva gathers. Then, as you bite gently, taste how the fibers open into sweetness. Feel the throat soften. Let the breath join the rhythm of chewing. As Thích Nhất Hạnh loves to teach, the first miracle of mindfulness is your real presence. The second miracle is recognizing the presence of the other, the orange itself, the person at the table across from you, the sound of wind nudging the window. When presence meets presence, life reveals itself. The orange becomes real, the one who eats becomes real, and life becomes real in the same moment. The mind will try to wander. It will ask what's next or return to what's already done. Let it be a passing cloud in a wide sky. Return to the orange. If it helps, you can whisper inwardly the same simple gatha he offers for many practices. In, out, deep, slow, calm, ease, smile, release. Present moment, wonderful moment. It is not a spell. It is a friendly rhythm that gathers scattered attention and lays it gently on what is true right now. The practice of eating, presence, pace, peace. Mindful eating is not a new rule that forbids joy or demands purity. It is a way of restoring joy by removing the veil of hurry and distraction that keeps us from tasting our own life. Thích Nhất Hạnh says in How to Eat that the purpose of breakfast is to eat breakfast. He is not being clever. He is correcting a habit that steals our hours. When we let eating be a time for eating, time opens. We are not trying to get past the first bite to the last. We are not chasing pleasure. We are letting pleasure arrive in its own measure. Paradoxically, this simple permission increases satisfaction. The same bowl of oatmeal, the same slice of bread, The same orange can feel newly generous when we agree to be present for it. Presence enters through the senses. See the color, smell the fragrance, feel the texture, hear the soft sounds of a fork against a plate, taste fully. Chewing is not merely mechanical. It is the art of meeting food with attention. In The Blooming of a Lotus and across his teachings on mindful eating, Thich Nhat Hanh suggests that careful chewing nourishes body and mind, helps digestion, and slows the mind's rush. This is not an argument for counting chews like a contest. It is an invitation to relax into the act so your body has time to receive what you are offering it. Silence, even for a few moments, can help. In Plum Village, the practice is to eat the first part of the meal quietly, letting the senses soak and the heart settle. Conversation can be mindful too, but silence reveals how much life is available without words. If you are at home, you might simply switch off the radio of thought long enough to feel the first 3 bites fully. If you are with others, you might share a minute of quiet before speaking. These are not rules to enforce against anyone. They are gentle doorways to more life. Gratitude arises naturally when we eat like this. We begin to sense the web that brings food to our table. In How to Eat, Thich Nhat Hanh loves to say that the bread in your hand is the body of the cosmos. He means that sunlight and rain, soil and cloud, human labor, and the movement of the earth are all present in a single piece of bread. When you look deeply into a meal, you notice that it is an assembly of gifts. Gratitude, then, is not a moral obligation. It is the appropriate response to seeing clearly. And gratitude, when real, changes how we eat. It slows the hand. It softens the face. It steadies the breath. It makes waste less likely and sharing more natural. The 5 contemplations, often recited before meals in his community, are a simple frame for this gratitude and clarity. They remind us that food is a gift of the whole universe, that eating is a chance to practice mindfulness and moderation, that we can choose foods and ways of eating that sustain compassion and protect the earth, and that we accept the meal in order to realize understanding and love. You do not have to memorize exact wording to live their spirit. Before a meal, you can glance at your plate and quietly acknowledge, "Many beings, much love, brought this here. May I be worthy of it. May I eat in a way that nourishes health and kindness. May I use this energy to serve." When you do, the meal becomes more than fuel. It becomes communion. Presence also changes the pace of eating, and pace changes the message your body receives. Rushing while eating tells your nervous system that life is a threat to be outrun. Slowing tells your whole being that now is safe enough to rest inside. The body listens. The breath grows even. The stomach digests more easily. Hormones that regulate hunger and satiety do their work with less noise. You are no longer trying to fill an emptiness that is not physical. You are feeding both body and heart with the same act of attention. Interbeing on the tongue. When Thich Nhat Hanh teaches about inner being, he is giving language to something our own senses can confirm once we slow down. Inner being means nothing exists by itself or for itself. Everything leans on everything else. An orange makes this visible. With one mindful bite, you can taste sun and rain, earth and time, the care of hands you will never meet. The segment dissolves on your tongue, and you realize the fruit does not end where its peel once held it. Its nature is to belong to a web, just as your nature is to belong to a web. Eating becomes a lesson in relationship. This is not abstract metaphysics. It is ethics rooted in the body. If everything is in the orange, then the way we grow, ship, buy, and share oranges matters because it touches the whole. Eating with interbeing in mind changes small choices. We notice whether the food before us came here through practices that cared for soil and water, whether the labor behind it was respected, whether its journey was needlessly long or lovingly local. We are not asked to be perfect. We are invited to be awake. Awake enough to see that every meal is a vote for a certain kind of world, and that our votes taken together shape landscapes and lives. Interbeing also heals loneliness. Many people eat to cover feelings rather than to receive nourishment. The impulse is understandable. Food is one of the earliest ways we learn to be comforted. But when we eat in order not to feel, we often become more separate from the very life we are trying to soothe. Mindfulness reverses this. Instead of using food to numb, we let food help us feel connection. As you chew an orange segment with full attention, you recognize you are part of something larger than your private story. The fruit did not appear to save you, but tasting it with your whole mind reveals that you have never been alone. The earth, the sky, the work of countless hearts are here with you, becoming you. In Peace is Every Step, Thich Nhat Hanh says that when we are present, life is present. And when we touch life deeply, joy becomes possible even in a difficult time. Eating with interbeing is one way to touch life. This sense of connection does not erase grief. In fact, mindfulness allows us to be in touch with suffering in ourselves and in the world. The farmers struggling with drought, the species harmed by extractive systems, the families who cannot afford enough food without being consumed entirely by that pain. If we only eat the news, we will starve the heart. If we only eat our pleasure, we will starve our conscience. Interbeing suggests a middle way. Eat with awareness of the whole. Let gratitude and responsibility arise together, and let that responsibility shape wise action. Perhaps tonight it is as simple as wasting less. Perhaps this week it is choosing food that reflects care for soil and water. Perhaps this season it is supporting a community garden or a food pantry. Eating becomes a practice that extends beyond the table, because the table touches everything. There is another layer to interbeing that Thich Nhat Hanh loves to reveal. When we eat with attention, we also taste our ancestors and descendants. Your grandmother's hands are in the shape of how you hold a knife. Your great-grandfather's patience is in the way you simmer soup. The future is present in the choices you make today, what you buy, what you grow, what you share with a child. The present moment contains past and future. Eating is one of the places this becomes palpable. To make a mindful meal is to make a small offering to those who came before and those who will come after, saying, "May you be well. May this earth still offer sweetness when you are ready to taste it." Healing, compassion, and the ethics of a meal. Mindful eating is medicine. Not medicine as punishment, but medicine as kindness. When we are present, we naturally choose food that reduces suffering rather than increases it. Thich Nhat Hanh teaches in How to Eat that keeping compassion alive while eating means selecting foods and portions that support health, reduce harm to other beings, and help heal the planet. This is not an ideology to wield against others. It is a living relationship with your own body and with the living world. When awareness is steady, the body often tells you clearly what nourishes and what burdens. The more we listen, the less we need to rely on extreme rules or cycles of guilt. Compassion also asks us to remember those who are hungry. Gratitude that does not move the hands toward sharing is only half awake. In many monasteries and practice centers, there is a custom of placing a small portion of food aside in gratitude for all beings, a symbolic act that keeps the heart open. In a family or community, this spirit can become practical, saving to give, cooking extra to deliver, supporting local efforts to address food insecurity. The point is not to moralize every meal, it is to keep love alive while eating. A mindful bite can become a promise. I will use this energy to relieve suffering where I can. Healing also has to do with our relationship to desire. Desire is not wrong. It is a wave that moves through the ocean of the body and mind. When we are unconscious, the wave drives us. When we are mindful, we can ride it with dignity. Eating slowly reveals that the first bite is often the brightest. The 10th is quieter. The 20th may be an echo or a habit. Noticing this does not require scolding yourself for wanting more. It invites you to be honest about when enough has arrived. As Thích Nhất Hạnh explains throughout his teachings on moderation, mindfulness makes contentment possible. Contentment is not deprivation, it is the joy of enough. There are days when mindful eating will reveal sorrow. Perhaps you notice you have used food to cover loneliness, and now the cover is thinner. If tears come, let them come. Taste them too. You can place the orange segment back in your palm, breathe, and say inwardly, "Dear one, I see that you are lonely." Then take a gentle bite and let both realities be true. There is sweetness on the tongue and sorrow in the chest. In The Art of Living, Thích Nhất Hạnh describes mindfulness as the capacity to hold difficult feelings without drowning in them, like a mother holding a crying child. Your breath is that mother. Your awareness is those arms. Eating becomes a place to practice tenderness rather than judgment. The ethics of a meal, then, are not imposed from outside. They rise from intimacy. The more intimately we meet an orange, a bowl of rice, a piece of bread, the less likely we are to turn away from the conditions that make that food possible. The more intimately we meet our own hunger, not just for calories, but for belonging and ease, the less likely we are to demand that food do work it cannot do. We will still feast on holidays and savor favorite dishes. Mindfulness does not forbid joy. It makes joy honest by aligning it with care. Communion, the universe in a single bite. At the heart of these teachings is a word that many traditions cherish: communion. In How to Eat, Thích Nhất Hạnh often says that a piece of bread is the body of the cosmos. This is not a metaphor meant to be admired from a distance. It is a reality you can taste. When you hold bread in your hand and look deeply, you see the sun made solid, rain made soft, soil made fragrant, human care made visible. When you bring that bread to your mouth and chew with awareness, you are communing with a world that is constantly offering itself to you. In Buddhist language, this is interbeing. In Christian language, this is sacrament. In the human language beneath all religions, this is gratitude finding form. Communion asks for one thing: presence. If you are not there, the gift is offered to no one. If your mind is caught in the past or pulled into the future, life knocks and there is no answer. The practice is to be home when life comes to the door. The door in this chapter is an orange, but any food can open it. A spoon of soup on a cold night, a slice of apple, a bowl of rice. The key is the same: see, smell, taste, breathe, thank, release, begin again. To bring the chapter to a lived moment, imagine the next time you eat an orange. Before you peel, pause. Let your shoulders drop. Feel the weight of the fruit. Hear the quiet around you. Peel slowly, as if each strip were a small ribbon. Notice the mist on your fingers, the brightness of the scent. Place one segment on your tongue and smile at its generosity. Chew without hurry. When thoughts rise, greet them and return. Between segments, rest for a breath or two. At some point, remember that you are not alone at this table. The earth is here. The sky is here. The labor and love of many are here. The ancestors are here in your gestures. The future is here in your choices. Offer a simple inward sentence: thank you, then continue, one mindful bite at a time. When you finish, sit for a breath longer than you think you need, and notice the quiet that remains. This quiet is not empty, it is full. It is the fullness that comes when you have actually lived a small piece of your life. Thich Nhat Hanh says in The Miracle of Mindfulness that mindfulness is the miracle by which we restore ourselves. You have restored yourself with an orange. Nothing grand, nothing rare, just a steady, loving attention to what was already in your hand. Carry this attention into the next meal, the next cup of tea, the next shared table. Let eating become a daily practice of peace. Let your kitchen become a small monastery, not by making it solemn, but by making it present. Let your gratitude quietly guide what you buy, how you cook, how you share, and how you clean. And when you forget, as everyone does, begin again with the smallest possible act of remembering. Pick up a grape and taste it as if the entire world were there, because it is. If a single sentence were to linger from these pages, let it be one that holds both instruction and blessing, echoing Thich Nhat Hanh's plain and radiant teaching. In The Miracle of Mindfulness and How to Eat your tangerine. Eat it so fully that in that moment the tangerine becomes real, the one who eats becomes real, and life itself becomes wonderfully, unmistakably real.